All right, looks like we are live with Coach Burt, burning that midnight oil. Coach, let's fire this up and tell everybody why we're on this. But real quick, let's play this.
Here's the big question.
How are agents like us,
who didn't get an opportunity to invest in a franchise early,
who are spending time and money to sell homes,
building someone else's saleable asset?
How do we grow a business but still build wealth?
Have an exit strategy
and get a piece of the pie that's not dependent
on us working more hours and every weekend?
That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer.
My name is Jay Kinder.
My name is Al Stasek.
And I'm Michael Reese. We are your hosts, and welcome to the One Big Fire Podcast.
Coach Burt.
Nice.
So good to see you tonight. Coming off of an amazing success school with the kiddos. I got one son upstairs, got one son downstairs. They were fully engaged in the Coach Burt Success School, and it was just a great honor to be able to enroll them into that. So thank you for that, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. But we are here to talk about follow-up. It's one of those things. Right before I went live here with you tonight, we were talking about my career and going back 25 years now. If I would have had, not just as a new agent, but if I would have had a follow-up system, an actual paint by numbers, proven repeatable follow-up system that someone would have taught me at the beginning, I would have been able to see success a lot faster. And I'm going to take it one step further. After I saw success, after my team was growing and my brokerage, my small little brokerage was selling 250, 300 homes sometimes a year, I still did not have this follow-up system. I know that for a fact, if I would have had this system, the system that you put together, the system that Jay and I collaborated with you on to build it for real estate agents 10, 12, 15 years ago, when I was selling 300 homes, I could have been selling 500, 600 homes, guaranteed without a doubt. I believe that. So thank you so much for sharing that with us and the knowledge with us. And we want to invite people to a really great training that we're doing on this, where we're breaking it all down and laying it all out.
Well, I'm sharing it right here over on my pages as well. You know, I look at, I'm a former basketball coach, and I look at percentages, right? I won 74.7% of my games as a basketball coach. And I knew, Al, that if I did certain things, it drastically improved the probability of us winning. Okay. If I only gave up 7-second shots in a game, if I had less than 14 turnovers, if I stopped them 21 times in a game, right? We won like 90-something% of the time when we did those things right. Well, then I started coaching people, real estate agents, mortgage originators, insurance people. And I go, man, they're not playing the percentages. See, the percentages tell me the average follow-up right now, the national average for real estate agents is 1.8 times. That's how many times people are going in the follow-up. Average,
meaning they get a lead.
Yeah.
Somewhere between 1 and 2 times, and then that's it.
That's it. Then they never follow back up. They never come back with a new strategy. They never try to, right? Think of all the leads that you've ever had of people who've indicated interest in buying or selling a house. Think of all the past clients. Think of all the people in your network. So one night I was coming back from somewhere on a plane. I watched how people followed me because, I travel all over the country and people pitch me their services. And man, I was so frustrated. And I typically write books out of frustration. There's a big problem. It's a recurring problem. And I started saying to myself, Al, people don't know how to follow up. They don't know how to go the distance, number one, which is 7 to 15 touches. Some people are even saying 16 touches now. And they don't know how to follow up. Like, they don't know how to bring a person to a decision. They don't know how to bring strategy. They don't know how to bring value. They don't know how. And so there's really 2 big problems here. They don't know how to follow up, and they're not going the distance. And we believe this is really costing people millions of dollars in deals, opportunities, partnerships, relationships, dreams, ambitions. Like, man, I could go on and on because I get so fired up about it.
What's real funny is I'm going to throw myself under the bus on this because it's just the truth. And I mean, if anybody, give me a couple, likes if you can relate to this. You're a real estate agent and you have sent follow-up text messages and stuff like this. Happy Monday. How you doing? Just checking in with you. Or what's the other one? Yeah. Was in the neighborhood and thought about you. Just checking in. I'm guilty as sin for that, but I honestly, I didn't have the system that now I have, and I implement it every day in my business right now. We teach it to our agents in our group and Honey Badger Nation. By the way, welcome everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Honey Badger Nation, my page. Welcome to tonight's quick. We're going to let you get back to your Netflix or whatever you're doing in a minute. But if you're a real estate agent, you really need to zero in and give us 5 minutes of your undivided attention. Listen to this man. We're going to talk about an opportunity to join us and go deeper on follow-up tomorrow. But tell us a little bit about, that's why you wrote the book. What are the two biggest problems that we're hoping to solve for real estate agents with tomorrow's session and the book that we just co-wrote together?
Yeah, we want to bring an awareness, number one, to how big the problem is, okay? People are interested in doing something, but objects at rest stay at rest unless acted on by an outside force. Objects in motion stay in motion unless acted on by an outside force. So number one, we want to bring an awareness to, it's not that people don't want to move forward. I'm looking at all kinds of real estate right now. And I watch, does the real estate agent follow up with me? Do they bring value to me? Do they bring a strategy? Do they work with the mortgage originator? Do they show me how I can make money with the properties? Like I'm watching to see how hard they work to put a deal together, to give me options, right? So we want to bring awareness to, number one, you may not be going enough times in the follow-up. And it could be people want to do deals with you. You just need to give them more options. It could be, right? I'm still buying real estate right now. Just did a $7 million project in downtown Nashville. So I'm obviously buying real estate. The second problem is the purpose of the follow-up. The purpose of the follow-up is to feed people information, strategy, so that they can make a decision. Right? You're really there as an expert helping them make a decision. Okay. For example, I've been looking at a car here at the end of the year. I call it a work truck, right? A tax vehicle. And the guy at the Mercedes tried to sell me a $250,000 Maybach, number one. And here's follow-up has been checking in, or do you have any questions? Are you ready to go? What are you thinking today? Like that's how he's followed up with me on a $250,000 car, right? That's as expensive as a house. When he should have been saying, this is the problem it's going to solve for you. This is why I think this is the best car for you. Let me show you exactly. Should be creating some urgency. So I'm looking at the follow-up like, is this it? Like this, like you haven't been trained in follow-up. Well, this is what people do in houses. They haven't been trained in how to do it correctly. And so tomorrow we're going to be doing an hour and a half coaching session, completely free, called Follow Up to Millions. And the whole objective there is to bring awareness to your follow-up, but more importantly, teach tactic, teach strategy. How should you follow up 7 touches? How should you go? What should you say? How should you bring a person to a decision, which means to cut something away?
Let me just shed another light on this for some people out there who agents that have spent money on leads. They've spent time and energy, maybe networking to get referrals. And I want you to think of it like this. If you don't have a follow-up system in place, you're basically tripling, maybe even quadrupling the cost of your efforts in marketing because you're closing a lower percentage of the opportunities that are coming through your pipeline simply because you don't have a system for follow-up. By simply just implementing this system, which you get for free, okay, and implementing this system, less deals are going to fall through the cracks with spending the same amount of money on the marketing. Or if you're not spending money on leads, maybe you've got a great system for referrals, that you're getting lots of referrals. You're going to networking, you're doing whatever with the church, tennis, whatever you're into, golf, and you're just getting all kinds of referrals, but you don't have the follow-up system. Keep doing the same exact thing you're doing. Implement this follow-up system and double or triple the results that you're going to get. You're going to have less falling through. Let's be honest. If you don't have a follow-up system, you have deals falling through the cracks. We all have done it.
All of us.
Coach, we talked about it. You've had deals fall through the cracks before you started using the system. I have. Jay has. I talked to Jay, Mike. We all have. Even the people that have the biggest businesses are leaving on the table because they're not following the system.
Think of all the people who said they want to partner with you. Think of all the people who are strategic partners. Think of all the past deals you've done. Think, one time, Al, I went to my Stripe account And I look back over the last 5 years of how many people had exchanged money with us. It means they bought a book, they bought a coaching program, and it was 25,000 people. Okay. Now that told me these are people who like me enough to buy something from me. And at that moment, I just went like this, like, man, 25,000 people. Like, we should be engaging with these people. We should be following up. We should be ascending them to the next level. Well, a person is going to buy, statistics say 4 to 7 homes in their lifetime. Each satisfied person should be worth 5.7 referrals, right? There should be engagement on top of engagement on top of engagement. This is what we should be doing. Every lead should be treated like gold. How many leads, like I can't tell you how many real estate deals I've called on that they never followed up with me. And then I'm just moved on to another deal or another city or another person. And that's commissionable income that a salesperson could have at a time when they need to be finding it. They need to treat every lead like it's gold. Like every lead is gold, man. There's no telling what it could be. I got one real estate agent who calls me every week, Al, every single week. He's not even my agent, by the way, but he touches me and tags me every week.
I love it. Here's the thing, Coach. Most of the trainings that are going on out there, they're all talking about how you can get more business, more leads. There's nothing out there teaching you what to do with and optimizing what you already have.
Yep.
You know, and I'm gonna use myself as an example on this. About a year ago or so, 2 years ago, before I implemented this system, before I met you, so it was definitely a year and a half, 2 years ago, I had this agent message me and call me and say, Al, I got some great news. I said, oh, cool. What's that? I can't wait to hear. I thought he was going to be like, hey, I'm ready to join you at eXp Realty. That's what I thought. No, he said, I joined eXp Realty with somebody else. and, you know, the truth of it matter is that he was excited to tell me we still have a great relationship today. I'm going to still support him and cheer him on and everything like that. But I dropped the ball because I was not following up with him consistently.
Right.
It wasn't because I didn't have the desire, Coach.
Yep.
I had the desire, just like most of the people that will be listening to this, they have the desire to want to follow up. They just don't have the system. They don't know what to say, how often to say it, what to send, what not to send, what not to say. And we're going to give them a blueprint tomorrow. I think it's 1 o'clock? I've been putting the links into the comments for everyone to register for this. I believe it's 1 o'clock.
It is. It's 1 to 2:30 Central Time.
Yep.
And just imagine this: if we could help you pick up 5 more deals. I used to print this book. You know, we're coming out with a book called $1 Million Follow-Up for Real Estate Agents. You and I and Jay Kinder. And I used to have this book, $1 Million Follow-Up, and I printed it in a small thing where people could put it in their back pocket. And people would walk up to me, and they would have it in their pocket and in their back pocket. And they said, man, I carry this thing everywhere. And it reminds me to follow up like crazy. And I've had real estate agents say, man, I picked up 15 more deals. I picked up 25 more deals this year. I picked up this, Coach, all because I follow up like you taught me to in that little book. And so first is awareness. Are you going the distance? Second is methodology. Tomorrow from 1 to 2:30, we're going to be doing an hour-and-a-half training, completely free for anybody who wants to jump on. And we're going to break down the science of follow-up, okay? And a lot of people don't think it's sexy, but I'm telling you, most people say, man, I've been following up incorrectly or improperly for years. Like this Mercedes guy who's following up with me. He's following up incorrectly. It's not bringing me to a decision, okay? And he wants to make a commission, so it's not he's a bad guy. It's just he don't know the proper way to do this. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about what is the proper way to follow up.
Absolutely. Another URL, in case you're watching this on a platform that I was not able to put the link, you can go to followuptomillions.com and register for tomorrow's free training. Block out about an hour and a half and get a note paper and pen and get ready to take some notes and get ready to take your business to the next level for 2023. I appreciate you, Coach. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Spend some time with you, my friend Jay Kinder, and hopefully help dozens and dozens and hundreds of agents win bigger in 2023 and beyond.
Thank you, sir. It's going to be a great day tomorrow. See you guys.
Bye-bye.